Hi, I'm Father Brian Brooks, the pastor of the Church of St. Benedict here in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I'm here to offer a reflection about the life and the Christian witness of St. Peter Claver. He is the saint on the Church's calendar here in the United States that we venerate him today on his memorial. Claver was born in Spain, in Catalonia. He entered the Jesuits in 1601 and eventually was ordained to be a missionary, not in Spain, but in Cartagena, which is now in Colombia. At that time, Cartagena was the major port for the receiving slaves from Africa. And far more black African slaves went to South America than ever came to North America. But I mean that the major port in Peter Claver's time, we're talking 10,000 a month were coming in to Cartagena, and he made it a point. He's seen the people that were really pushed to the margins, they and the slaves and the native peoples, of ministering specifically to them. He felt that it was the call of his priesthood, the call of his discipleship. He and others would go upon the slave ships, these wretched conditions, and he would come. And he said, first we would minister to their physical needs before we addressed their spiritual needs. He said we had to speak to them with our hands before we could speak to them with our lips. Through the help of others and translators, was able to show the works of mercy to those that are being brought in to be enslaved, and also begin to evangelize them to the Christian message. Claver not only spent time in Cartagena, but he also would travel throughout the area, basically checking up and staying connected to the people that he had evangelized, the slaves, as well as others as well. He had a particular love for people who were on the margins. And we would go visit the plantations. He always made it a point to stay in the slave quarters, not in the plantation house of the Spanish colonists. A way of basically being a subversive. There's one thing he is a single priest could do much about the slavery issue in terms of a legal matter. It'd be much centuries later before it could be abolished, but he could be a subversive witness. The dignity of the African slaves, the dignity of the native peoples, that just by his very presence and staying with them, as opposed to his fellow Spaniards, who, by the way, his fellow Spanish colonists pretty much despised him for doing that, because it was exposing to them their participation in this evil. It's believed that Claver, in 33 years, baptized over 300,000 people. He had said he was going to be a slave to the slaves forever, in which he was. He dies in the year 1654 in Cartagena, and then later is canonized in 1888, and is seen as a patron to the missionary efforts, particularly in Africa, which over the last 150 years have been extremely successful. It's one of the great places of expanding, amazing growth of Christianity, particularly in the Catholic Church. Here at St. Benedict's, we have a portrait of St. Peter Claver that was painted by one of our parishioners that is now in our church. It's one of the number of saints that are there above the window. So he's also the patron saint of a men and women's organization called the Knights and Ladies of St. Peter Claver. It was organized in this country about more than 100 years ago, basically for African American Catholics to then participate, and so he is their great patron. So, especially today, prayers for those in our diocese at St. Augustine's and St. Monica's parishes in Tulsa, and especially the Uganda Martyrs Parish, where I was the pastor at many years ago, to them as well, to all the Knights and Ladies of St. Peter Claver. To God bless you, and we ask for his intercession upon you. So this great witness to the gospel in ways that were subversive. Let us ask for his prayers today, that we too will be subversive in our own time and place, subversive in proclaiming the gospel of Jesus Christ. So God bless you and keep you safe.